Hey everyone, it's Kenlin. I'm back. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited that it's May 1st. Welcome to my channel, the Astro and Energy Report for the week starting May 1st. I started this particularly on May 1st because there's such beautiful energy. A welcome breath of fresh air, a new start, a new beginning. Let's say the words are creativity and perhaps even more stability than we've had before. Those first 4 months of 2025 were total butt kickers. And now we are in the aftermath of the letting go, of the losses, of the completions. And that those late degrees of Pisces were no joke. So just yesterday, Venus moved into Aries at that very beginning point, signaling a new beginning. You know, Aries is a cardinal sign. So whenever we go to that 0 degrees Aries point, that is that signal, this energetic trip point, the trip wire in all of us of a new beginning. And I love Venus because Venus is really the most closely related to our lives, to everything about our lives, our materiality, our abundance, our relationships, the way that we love, the way that we receive love, our money, like everything about our material world. And we have the sun in Taurus, also ruled by Venus, and everything about our material world. Remember, we go from that big I am of that Aries to Taurus of the embodiment of the I am. And I have a body and my feet need to be on the grass and I get to feel what it feels like to be I am in form. What a gift. Really, what a gift. And that's really what the Taurus mansion brings us. Taurus is slow, Taurus is consistent, and yeah, maybe a little bit stubborn, but really its aesthetic is around beauty. So let's call in more beauty, call in more slowness, call in that vibrational alignment with a new sense of value and self-love. That's what's on the menu here. So the archetype that I'm calling forth today is the Phoenix rising because of what we've been through in the last 4 months of 2025. And astrologers have long said that the beginning of 2025 and the second half will look really differently. And now we're starting to be that bridge to that new normal. You know, I just want to presence that those completions include people dying. I know of so many friends who've lost family members and friends, and literal deaths have happened, as well as the deaths of businesses, the death of relationships, the death of an identity, a way of being. So welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe because I'm going all in on YouTube. I just love this channel. I really do. And in the midst of all the chaos and change, I know I've taken some steps back, and I just feel today really invigorated to step fully in. And so welcome if you're here. I'm going to move my microphone a little bit closer. I hope you don't mind that I'm not blurring. If you'd rather have a blurred screen, let me know. I'm just, a little bit nomadic right now. So wherever I am, I'm going to be doing these YouTubes. Let me change my sound, and hopefully that's a little bit better sound. So today I want to present a quote, and honestly, I forgot to write down who said this. So if this is you and you say, hey, I said that, then write it in the chat. I am living in a living vibrational matrix, and everything I do matters. I am being watched, not in the creepy sense of being watched, not in the Big Brother sense, but in the sense that what if everything in the cosmos were alive, an aliveness, and everything is a conversation? I think I heard that from the Emerald podcast. That's where it probably is. So I am living in a living vibrational matrix, and everything I do matters. Let's presence that as we go into a new normal instead of playing too small, that either we don't matter or it doesn't matter. If I do this one thing, if I do the other thing, it's not moral in like looking for you being bad or good. That comes from puritanical conditionings, and we can just let that go. What it really is that you are an actor. You are a cell in the body of the cosmos, of the whole, of the collective. And so that's where I'm starting today as the I am, as Venus moves into the I am. What a beautiful signature. So let me say a few things about Venus. Today, let's also presence, this is May 1st, that we are in a waxing moon. So we've just moved out of the new moon, and we're in this waxing moon. And in this waxing moon, we can start to take action. We can start to have plans. We can start to feel the energy shift and change. Thank the goddess. Because from the new moon, which was very interior and dark, unconscious, where new seeds are being planted and are percolating in that fertile void, we also were in the late degrees of Pisces. That's where the North Node is. And remember, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune all got their instructions from the North Node. The North Node is in Pisces, and it's going the opposite way. It retrogrades as its movement. So they're going further apart. They passed each other, and there was a communication about our collective future destiny. And that's being seeded first in Neptune, as Neptune crossed the threshold into Aries. And then now it's Venus. Venus is co-joining Neptune in Aries in this new beginning. So it's not just this big idea of the new beginning. It's literally you and me in a new beginning. And so I want to presence that, because maybe that makes our shoulders come back a little more. Maybe it's a little bit lighter in our body, and we're still cleaning up. We still have things that we need to tend to, because our lives are not just linear, they're circular, they're spirals. So as we are perhaps going to the funerals, or doing the paperwork, or selling the house, or filing for divorce, or ending a company, saying goodbye, we also notice at the same time a movement forward, creative expression forward, getting some clarity about maybe that's what's next. And maybe it surprises you. I think that's what's going to happen. Like today, I just shared with a friend who found her birth time, her accurate birth time. I just shared with her some human design and gene keys and genius report, some of the stuff that I love to do as distinctions. And her whole mind was getting blown because she had her birth time wrong. But this is just a great metaphor. So therefore, her identity is right now in this moment completely shifting from who she thought she was to this new person. And it feels weird. And some of her desires are different than they've ever been before. The impulse is to go in a direction that's different than she's ever thought before. It's strange. It's weird. It's different. Welcome, Pluto in Aquarius, making us some offers to get weird. Okay. So you don't have to take them, but you can. That's what the big permission slip is. You can take some offers to be different. That's your new identity. That's Aries. That's the beginning of the zodiac. So now we work around the zodiac wheel, starting with the new beginning, the I am. And here we have Venus, the personal planet, leading the way. Saturn's going to come and join her. So it's going to start having the sense of the foundations, the way that we bring it into the world in a way that has responsibility, that is ours to do. If something's yours to do, you can't half-ass it. You got to fully do it because it's yours to do. And that's what Saturn will help with. But first, we're with the planets of love. We're with Neptune, giving us a sense of universal love, a sense after having been with the North Node in Pisces. And Pisces invented spirituality. It invented the higher octave of love, universal love. And so Neptune and Pisces having that conversation. Now Neptune gets to move it into our new beginning. And, that's going to fly in the face of a lot of things we're going to see in 3D, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we have a lot of saber rattling in 3D. We have the threat of war. We have the threat of economic meltdown. We have lots of threats, and those are there, and we need to be smart. I'm not saying don't be smart, but I'm also saying be attuned, because going back to that quote, everything I do matters. So here you are, the phoenix rising. Some place in your life has been leveled, reduced to ashes. And just like those imaginal cells, when you're in the cocoon and you've been unbecoming, and there's nothing seemingly there. The cocoon is empty. There's no form there. Out of those ashes, inside that cocoon, those imaginal cells begin to direct the play. Oh yeah, we're going in a different direction. There's like a rumbling beneath the earth, and that phoenix starts to sprout. Can you just imagine that in your mind's eye, that like you think it's just fallow, burnt ground, and this phoenix starts to rise. I mean, it's magnificent. It's awe-inspiring. And that's you, that's me in some area of our life, maybe wholesale in every area of your life, because astrology, while it happens, like while we've had Pisces in a particular house, we've had angles that touch in on all the other houses. So we don't live in a vacuum. Our relationships don't live in a vacuum. Our jobs don't live in a vacuum. Our work in the world doesn't live in the vacuum. Our dharma doesn't live in a vacuum. Do you see what I'm saying? That somehow every area of your life either was massively erupted and it burnt to the ground, or some part of it, or some part of your identity. Something deeper wants to move through you now. You are not the same person. I get a lot of feedback. People email me about this, so I know I'm not alone in this. And if you resonate, put your story below. Let me witness you. It's beautiful to be witnessed in this transition, that death, that fallow ground, that void. And now we have the rebirth. So let me give you a couple more dates. I'm just so into this. I'm so excited. Oh yeah, here's my notes. Okay, so we know that the sun is in Taurus. We know that Venus, Neptune, Chiron, Mercury are in Aries, new beginnings. And then Saturn will join the party. So April 30th, Venus moves in, co-joins with Neptune. This is happening, this frequency of the Venus-Neptune frequency, this is happening through May 4th. So tune in to your spiritual awareness, tune into your heart. See if you can't, by your own will, by your own intention, blast it open a little more. Focus on something that you really love, like say it's your dog. Focus on your dog and amplify that love. Like let that love grow, and then let it go beyond your dog and see how you can play with generating the experience of love. So this is also spiritual tools. This is also higher romantic love. So if you're in a partnership, see how you can deepen your partnership. This is like the signature for that. Go deeper, go intimate, ask some beautiful questions and really receive the answer from your partner without judgment, without commenting, just receive. Notice how that feels. I just did a masculine feminine process yesterday, and it feels so good to actually embody all the tools that we know. All right. So another important date for our journey as we complete things, May is going to be this bridge month. May 16th, Venus moves out of her post-retrograde shadow. She's fully liberated at that point. She'll be about 13 degrees of Aries. So that retrograde cycle where she was really taken down and into a process of inquiry about what do you care about now? Who are you now? If you let go of the old identities of who you thought you were, who are you now? How do you want to spend your time? We have this precious commodity called our time. It is not unlimited. Have you noticed? You got to sleep, you got to eat, you got to go to the gym, you got to meditate, you got to do how do you want to spend it? What do you want to cultivate inside yourself? Because Venus is very concerned with how you live. Like, are you deriving the type of enjoyment that you could possibly derive from your life through your will, through your intention, through your attention? This is a beautiful time. And I'm not just saying this because I just went through a crucible and I'm on the other side, and yet still wrapping things up. May 16th, look at that date. And then we're going to have Jupiter moving into Cancer in June. So energies are definitely shifting. We also have a planet going retrograde, an outer planet called Pluto going retrograde on the 4th of May. So you can look at where Pluto has been playing in your chart and will play for the next 15 years. This Pluto retrograde is going to give us an opportunity to look at the new alliances that we have formed. Aquarius is about our community. So wherever that affects you, mine is in the career house. So new alliances that have formed. It's going to give you an opportunity to take stock of those and to look at how you have been spending your power. It's a bigger collective energy. And yet I like to play with it personally because it stands for our power. And in Aquarius, it stands for our power to the people, taking back our power. So that doesn't happen without a bunch of individuals taking back their power. You know, this Pluto has been informed by that Mars-Pluto opposition. So that was just horrific. 3 passes, and we just went through the final pass of that Mars-Pluto. And now Mars is free, getting freer. That opposition is breaking up, and Pluto is retrograding, staying right, really. It just moves slower, but Mars is moving faster in the sign of Leo. So fire. And again, we bring in the fire of self-expression. We bring in the fire of creativity. We bring the fire of your uniqueness. So we've got Aries and we've got Leo. We've got fire on the menu. And we do have a couple water signs. We've got some air with Jupiter and Gemini. But the predominant energy and the signature of what our future is air and fire. So we're starting to pick up the pace now. And that's a little oxymoronic with Taurus. So let us do that picking of the pace mindfully and even intentionally slower, because it will speed up on its own. So I think that's where I want to end today. There's a lot more to unpack as we start to live these new frequencies and live these new energies. So for now, let's take a breath. Let's recognize ourselves as the phoenix rising. Let's clean up and finish out and complete the completions that were. And at the same time, feel into the seeds of the new. And if you haven't hit that yet, you will. You don't even need to worry about it. Like, the conscious mind is not the one creating it. We're the one witnessing and aware of it and aligning our will toward it. But it's all happening behind the scenes. So let's gather all the positive energy that we have generated, the beautiful intention that we've generated. Let's bring back in that quote: I am living in a living vibrational matrix. It's alive, it's vibrating, and everything I do matters. I'm being watched. How about I'm being witnessed? I'm being witnessed and I'm witnessing. So as we gather that energy, let's beam it out and let's say together, may all beings benefit from the merits of our efforts.